And now a Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis.
Happy Friday, fuckers. It's another Mexico moment with Nate and Alexis. My name is Nate, and this is my wife, Alexis.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
And this is episode number 23.
Nice.
And I don't know how many we've done on location or on vacation.
Yeah.
But
a lot.
This is at least the second one we've done in Iowa.
Yeah.
So we're still up in Iowa doing the state fair, seeing fam, did my grandma's birthday.
Yeah.
And just been hanging out with my brother and his girlfriend and having a good time.
Lots of quality family time, lots of eating, lots of drinking.
Yep.
The usual.
Exactly.
Lots of relaxing.
Yeah, so again, this is we're gonna continue on with some of my European trip. And Lex, if you have any stories from while I was away, if you want to jump in, well, you're welcome to share something.
Appreciate it.
But these are just if you haven't caught the last couple episodes, just some notes that I was taking during and observations during our little guy trip, and then also with my dad. Just things that you kind of notice, and you're like, oh, that's a little bit different than the U.S. or Mexico or wherever else.
I mean, 3 weeks in Europe, I hope you noticed something.
Yeah.
It's got to be a little different.
Yeah.
A little better, a little worse.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, so the first thing I have on my list, people in the Czech Republic.
Okay.
They actually wear those Oktoberfest hats.
Oh, nice.
You know the ones that like you normally see at an Oktoberfest.
Yeah, the little like feather and the ribbon or something.
Yeah, I saw a whole family of guys wearing those. Like this guy and his brother, and then I think they had some kids with them. And they're all wearing them, like not as like, hey, we're going to Oktoberfest.
They weren't like,
yeah, they just call it a hat there.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, a hat.
Yeah.
So they probably weren't the cheap ones from Amazon or eBay. They were probably legit, nice, whatever they're made out of.
Yeah,
hat
exactly.
Stuff.
Yeah, so and that was in Prague that we saw that. So I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting.
Nice.
I didn't think about that.
Huh.
And when we were there, you probably saw this clock show, and it's this clock. I think it was constructed in like the 1300s.
Wow.
Or maybe early 1400s.
It looked old.
It's the oldest astronomical clock, functioning one in the world.
Very cool.
And so every hour they have the clock show. So we're like, all right, we got to go see the clock show.
The clock show.
Crowds of people surrounding this thing. And the clock strikes the hour, and then it's kind of like a cuckoo clock where the little doors open and these little guys come out, and it plays kind of like a little song or whatever.
Tune.
That was it. It did that for about a minute. It was just the little dudes coming in and out and playing noises, and
like fireworks.
and then when they're done, everybody's like, "Woo! Yeah!" They were so stoked.
Go clock! Woo!
Yeah. I've not been excited about that clock since I've like hit snooze on my clock.
Yeah.
But
That's really funny. I mean, it's the little things in life.
It was interesting.
It looked very intricate and it was beautiful. Like maybe there's something working about it that you didn't understand or we don't know, and that's why it's like,
oh yeah,
clock.
Just the fact that it exists is very interesting, but it's weird that there's a whole show or all these people join just to watch it. And it happens every hour, I guess. But also while leaving Prague, I have this on my list. Might have been the nicest airport that I've been to.
Oh,
they have one of my pet peeves is when you go through security, when you go through TSA or whatever, and you get to the end with your little tray of junk. People just take their stuff and just leave, or they stand there and put their clothes on, and that's another one of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of the way. People are. There's a line, baby. Get it going. Get it through.
It's a line, baby. It's just rude. It's like, who do you think? Obviously, the people that their moms picked up after them. It's like, who's picking this up? The TSA guys used to do it. They don't even do it anymore.
No, they just stand there and look at it.
Every man for themselves.
Yeah. So at the end of the one in Prague, when the little tray gets to the end, there's these two little metal spikes that come up and hold it, and then when it waits so long, and then they come down, and then the tray goes forward and it drops into this bin, and it goes down, and then there's a conveyor belt that brings it back. So these TSA people don't have to throw it in this thing and then bring the tray back and set them back up. It just keeps going, and they're not in the way. Nobody has to sit there and pack them and stack them. It was just genius.
That's working smarter, not harder.
Exactly. And then what else did they have? They had a salad bar there with fresh juices. It wasn't
At the airport?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was full on, like, serve yourself salad bar. They had fresh juices. They had a bakery.
My gosh.
Just like anything you could have wanted, but like healthy versions of it. So
we're all paying like $20 for a Whopper.
Yeah,
or
some sandwich that's like one you could make at home or something.
Geez,
And then
awesome.
and then also the the bathroom stalls, they're all the size of like handicap stalls. They're all huge. Like you could lay down in them if you wanted to. But,
wow.
But yeah, if you're ever in Prague, very nice airport. Really enjoyed it.
That's great.
And so our plan was we took a flight from Prague, Czech Republic to Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and we landed at 10:30, but our tour, we had this canal tour, the canals in Amsterdam, was at like 12. So we had an hour and a half to get there. And we're doing carry-ons, so we're like, okay, we'll be fine. And this tour is like a canal tour, it's like a boat tour obviously, and it's unlimited wine and Heineken. And so we're like, that was our first thing we were doing, like hit the ground running in Amsterdam.
Nice.
So we get there, and like I said, we didn't have any checked luggage, so we're like, oh, this should be no big deal. We get to like into the airport, and the train station's in the airport. It's perfect because we're taking the train. Whatever this main, like usually the main station in the cities are called Central, so it's like Amsterdam Central or Brussels Central or whatever. So like that's kind of the main one. So that main station, the Amsterdam Central one, they said, there's something wrong with the switch on the track, so none of them are running there.
I know.
So we're like, oh fuck, okay, we got to figure this out. So we get on this one train. Apparently we took it the wrong direction.
Great.
So we went to the wrong stop, and I was like, guys, we're not going to make this if we don't do something else. So and we looked at an Uber initially, and it was like $35 or something, and we're like, we didn't really want to do that. So we were taking the train, took it the wrong way, and they were like, we're not going to make it. So I'm like, all right, well, let's call a fucking Uber. So
it is.
So we Uber from there, and it was only like $20 at that point, so that was nice. But so we're looking at the Uber route, and it's taking us like all the way around the city.
Oh, no.
And we're telling the guy what's going on. We're like, we're trying to get there, and it's like it's starting in like 10 minutes. And so I'm messaging the people. I was like, please wait for us, and we had to leave our bags with the office of the canal tour thing, so we're like freaking out.
Oh my God.
And so we're we're driving, and he's driving like as fast as he can. And so instead of going all this way around, he goes, yeah, these fucking idiots, they closed down this road that would have taken you straight there, and they put some flower boxes in it. So now there's like this road that's closed off with like flower boxes so people could sit and eat lunch there.
Oh, no.
By the way, like Amsterdam's super like green. I mean, there's thousands of bikes there. Thousands of bikes there. It's very outdoorsy. So that I get
There's
it.
a higher demand for the flower boxes.
Yeah,
and
than
the
to be
lunch
able
spots.
to shave off 25 minutes of your ride. I guess.
Yeah.
Stupid. So anyway, so he's like, we'll let you off. He's like, I'm gonna pull up in this corner. We'll let you off there, and you can jump out. I was like, thank you so much. So we jump out, and we get our bags, and we got our packs, and we're running like, and so we're going. We turn the corner, and there's a canal, and luckily there was a bridge to get to the other side of the canal. So we did that. We took over the bridge. We went into the office, dropped our bags in there, just threw them in. The lady's like, go. You can still make it. So we're running. And then I'm filming us running. And those like pylons that they put in the middle of roads to keep people from driving down them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was running. And when I was filming and I looked down, and one was right in front of me about to hit me in the balls.
Oh, my
And I was like,
God.
oh, shit. I did a little jump, and I just like jumped over the side of it and just made it. I was like, whoo.
Didn't hit anything?
No, didn't hit anything. Thank God. I did a little juke, juke, juke. And then we jumped on the canal thing, and we made it.
Woo, you're lucky. This isn't Mexico time. This is Europe. Things run on time.
Yeah, but I didn't know everything was gonna be closed.
Yeah.
Or not working.
Uber driver didn't either.
Yeah, so that was a thing. But when we're on the tours are super interesting. The guy, the tour guide, I guess, that we had he reminded me of our friend Mary Lou, because he
nice.
spoke like 5 different languages. He used to live in Colombia, so he could speak to the people from Spain that only spoke Spanish on things. So he's doing it in Spanish, he's doing it in Dutch, he was doing it in English.
Wow.
Just super impressive, these people.
Wow.
But one of the things that was funny was on the canal, there was this like floating restaurant, and it looked like it was a Chinese restaurant, but like the kind of
the red kind of
the red awnings and stuff.
Flag kind of thing.
Yeah. So there was a restaurant there, and he was telling us how it sank like right when it was built.
Oh my God.
And so they go and they talk to the engineer, the architect or whatever of it, and he blamed it on people from Norway, from Holland being too fat. And he said, "Oh well, you guys must be too fat, because there's not a replica. There's the original one in China, and
it hasn't sank yet."
Yeah, so they built this one the exact same, and he's like, you guys are just, people from the Netherlands, you're just too fat. You're just a bunch of fatties.
So weird.
But they did some more investigation, and they figured out what actually happened was they built it in the ocean. Was it the ocean? I can't remember. One or the other. It was Yes, I think it was the ocean because the canals in Amsterdam are freshwater, I believe.
They should be.
Yeah. So the difference was the salt water kept it up, but they used the same measurements and everything, so they didn't account for the lack of
different
buoyancy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
So
interesting.
yeah, super interesting. And
Are-
then there was another. Oh, so
Are people from Amsterdam fat? I was like,
no, they're not. They're
Yeah.
actually in really good shape, and same thing with like everybody. My dad and I were always talking about it. Like they serve these things like fries and waffles and all these different things that aren't the healthiest for you,
Yeah.
but they all look great. It's like, yeah, they're all riding their bikes around,
Yeah, true.
and they don't have. And I was trying to explain to him too. Is like they don't have the stuff in their food that
Yeah.
we might have. The preservatives and shit like
We're
that.
really screwing ourselves.
Yeah. But there's another cool building I saw on there. It was this big old building. He said this is the building you would go to buy a ticket to anywhere in the world, like any cruise ship or
Ooh.
whatever. He's like, you could actually buy people bought tickets to the Titanic in this building.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like whatever mode of transportation, you get tickets there.
Yeah. Well,
Plane,
basically,
train, whatever.
this is more. Sorry, this is more boating. Back
Oh,
back
okay.
in the day, since it's like they would come up the canals.
Just boats. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
so I guess that's why it was right there. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
One ticket to the
And then another
Titanic,
guy-
please.
Another thing I have in my notes here. We saw, or when we're at a restaurant, they usually ask you like sparkling water or flat.
Yeah.
He called it sweet water.
Oh.
And then when we asked him, I was like, what's
Like a
sweet
beer?
water? And he said it's fresh water.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, maybe that's what, Sweetwater beer in Atlanta, I believe, is named after Sweetwater Creek.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Sweetwater Creek is called that because Sweetwater is another way to say freshwater,
Nice.
which I never realized that.
was never explained that.
No.
Or we don't remember.
No. Another thing we saw in Amsterdam, saw a guy with Nazi tattoos.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
so they're still around.
Oh dear. Or maybe he got it a really long time ago, and
Yeah.
it's not coming off.
Maybe. And let's see. Okay, so we did go to the red light district.
Oh.
It was very weird.
How was it?
It was interesting. It was kind of what I thought it would be, but then not at the same time. It's this canal, and apparently they had moved it from the old like location of the red light district just so there's more room, I guess, or whatever. So now it's this area, and these kind of couple blocks. There's just these big windows, and you look while you're walking. You look over, and there's girls in there. Like they're not naked. They have like, lingerie and stuff on. But they're like either like looking at you, telling you to come over, or they're just sitting there playing on their phones or whatever. But they're all in these little boxes.
Huh.
And
Are
so
they stuck in there? Or they're just working?
no, like
That's
you
their
like
box.
I guess like you go and we saw some guys go and knock on the door, and then you ask them like how much for
Oh.
whatever they do, I guess. We didn't really want to do that, obviously, but we wanted to do one of the, like
Really?
we've heard of these like sex shows, like
Oh,
you can
yeah.
like watch people do it or masturbate or whatever. So
Yeah.
we're like, all right, but some of them were kind of pricey, and we didn't really know what we were getting for that. They're like $60,
Oh, wow.
but we saw these ones, and what was it called? It's like a peep show basically. So it was
Yeah.
like a peep show, and we
Ah.
didn't really know what to expect, and it was only $2. So we're like, all right, we'll do it. Why not? So what you do is you walk into this it's like the lobby of a theater,
Mhm.
and there's this kind of octagon looking thing, and there's doors all the way around it with like a little number and a light above it, and there's a
Yeah.
green and a red light.
Oh.
And when somebody's in there, it's red, and when they come out, it's green. So we're like, all right, let's go in. So we get in line, and the person in front of you comes, and so I have no idea what's inside here. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's like people doing it, or if
Oh,
there's
a
like
guy, a
some
girl.
lady banging a horse or something. I
Oh,
have no
gosh.
clue.
It's not Mexico.
Yeah, not Tijuana. So I go in, and it's like a double pane kind of glass thing where I can't see anything. It's just like tinted.
Yeah.
And there's a little money machine, so I put in my €2, and then the tinted glass turns to not tinted,
Oh.
and there's a woman in there just kind of masturbating and
Oh.
rolling around, and
Just
she
hanging out?
it was weird too, because there's things all the way around, like doors all the way around it.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, oh, we're having this double pane glass, or you can't see through the other side. Oh no, I'm watching it with all the other guys in
Oh
there,
my
and
God.
couples and stuff like that.
Like,
So
hi.
like you can see the dude like across the way,
Yeah.
and like if you like get
You're
their
like,
attention,
hey.
they'll come over to you. If you're like, hey, they'll come over and like put their boobs against the thing or whatever.
Oh,
Very weird.
interesting.
So
Is it like €2 a minute? So like the window opens and then it shuts, and
it's-
you're like, wait a minute.
no, I think it was €2 for 2 minutes.
Oh.
So it's like it counts down, and then when it goes, back to zero, the thing it kind of fogs up again, and then the light turns green, or I guess turns green once you leave or whatnot. So I go, and then another one of the guys I went with goes, and then the last guy, I'm not gonna say who it is, but the last guy we went with, he goes in, and the light goes red, and it's like been 2 minutes, so we're like waiting for him. And then it goes ding, goes green. He's about to come out, and it goes ding, goes red again. So they put in more money to stay longer. So I was like, "Oh, you sly dog!" I'm sure you can guess who it is.
I can imagine which one of your buddies it was.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. And then
Funny.
we did the red. Sorry, that was the red light district. We did the Heineken brewery tour, which if you go to Amsterdam, I would highly suggest that. It was super interesting.
Looked awesome.
You get all the history of Heineken, even though it's like kind of a bigger macro brewery. It's cool. I mean, they have a good story and everything. And you can pay to go get an extra drink on the rooftop because you get 2 free beers, which was great because I was just sitting there minding my own business, and people that didn't want to drink their second beer were just giving me their little tickets. So
just minding your own business.
So we're just like boop boop boop.
This is a guy that looks like he likes extra beer tickets.
They would be right.
Let's give it to him.
And so we did that for a little bit, and then we had this extra beer ticket where we could go up on the roof and they make like craft cocktails.
Ooh.
And so we were up there, and I had like a pre-rolled joint with me because obviously Amsterdam.
Nice.
So like I can say I smoked a joint on the roof of the Heineken brewery.
Very
so
cool.
It was pretty cool. I
Can
thought.
you just smoke anywhere in Amsterdam, or
No, not really.
rules?
I mean, you can if you're like discreet about it, but really it's like you can smoke in the coffee shops. And like bars will allow you to also. Like if you ask like, "Hey, can you smoke in here?" You can't smoke cigarettes in there, but you can smoke joints usually.
My kind of people.
Yeah. And you can go to like another coffee shop, maybe that you didn't buy something from, and just like I just popped into another coffee shop and lit up because they don't know if I bought it from there or not.
Buy a little coffee or a tea.
Yeah, you can get something like that. But yeah, it was cool. It's nowhere near the U.S. like situation with dispensaries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool you can smoke it there, but it was basically like some flour. They had pre-rolls and like a couple different brownies or cookies or something.
That's all you need.
It
right?
wasn't like they didn't have like weed ketchup or weed mint
Gummies
iced tea.
and gum
yeah, just a
and
bunch
all
of
the
different stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. So I smoked on the roof of the Heineken brewery, and then we had a plan to go to some other what was it? The Vincent van Gogh Museum, and then there was something else too. Oh, the Anne Frank house. Both of those things I've learned the hard way now. You got to book your tickets in advance.
You really do.
Like just these museums, I didn't think it was a big deal, but both of these, they were sold out for 6 weeks.
That's what happened to us at the Frida Kahlo Museum.
Yeah,
We got screwed.
So that's one of the a travel tip that I will tell people now, and that I've learned the hard way myself is even museums, you got to book your tickets in advance. Yeah. I just thought that's I tried not to because I didn't know exactly what time we were going to get there because you got to book a time slot. And I'm like, well, what if we go to brunch or breakfast or something? Like I didn't know. So I was like, oh, we'll just get them there. Nope. They're like literally a month and a half. They're sold out.
Gosh, you think museums would be fine, but I could get the little the smaller museums or the little houses like her house. I can understand that there's a capacity limit, but a museum, you could fit thousands of people in there. Come on.
Yeah. So I did not get it.
Sorry about it. We'll just have to go back.
Yep. We will for sure. And then another thing in Holland, didn't realize. Oh, so we left. I can't remember where we're coming out of, but in this town square, there was all these people chanting, and they had these flags. Truth be told, I didn't know what the flag was. I had to look it up, but they were all Syrians. And there are just, I guess, just an insane amount of Syrian population, in the Netherlands or, just that part of Europe in general. So they were doing some protest over something that was going on. I didn't know. But yeah, I had no idea they had a good Syrian population. And so after we left Amsterdam, we took a train back to Brussels. And we initially had just booked our tickets to Brussels Central. But then we realized where we were getting off, we're staying kind of close to the airport somewhat, so we wanted to get off before where we booked it. It was like, okay, well, we're getting off before. It's not like we're going further on the train.
Yeah.
So we get off at the airport station, and so we get off the train and we go up the stairs, and then we go through, like MARTA in Atlanta, you got to go through those little gates to get into the airport. We go to get into those, and it won't let us, and it says wrong station.
Oh no!
And we're like, what the fuck? So we talked to the guy that was working there, and he goes, oh, you're gonna have to buy like a ticket for this station. He's like, you can't just get off early. I was like, why?
Why?
Like, just let us scan out early. Who cares? Like, I paid
want to
more.
walk.
My ticket would have been cheaper if I paid, to get off at the airport. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you care. So what we did was, Frank bought one ticket for $5, and there was a section similar to the MARTA exit where there's a space for people either with luggage or it's for wheelchairs or something, so it's wider. So we all got real close together.
Woo.
Boop, scan the ticket,
Run.
and we all ran through. And the guy was like paying attention to somebody else. I was like, go.
Oh my gosh, that's a teamwork.
Yeah, so we made it through. But silly situation. I don't get that. But then when we got to our hotel in Brussels, we didn't realize we were in a big Syrian population there. Which, nothing wrong with it. Just didn't realize that was the area we're in. And there was like nothing to eat but like kebabs around.
Ooh, yeah, my people.
Yeah. We walked around to a couple of them, and we were like looking at them. Walked into one, all Syrians in there. We walked up to the counter to place an order. They just kept on cooking. They didn't even come talk to us. So we were like, all right, bye.
Okay, bye.
They didn't seem like they cared. So whatever.
Like, ew, Americans. Blah.
Yeah. So then we go to this other one, and we're looking for something to eat. So we see, an Italian food place.
Yay.
We're like, okay, Italian. Can't really go too wrong with that.
Yeah.
We walk into this place, and as soon as we walk in, and my buddy Frank was like he was the one that picked it. He's like, hey, let's go into this place. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, as soon as we walked in, I looked around. I go, we ain't eating here.
No.
They did not want us there, I don't think. And it wasn't like they didn't want us there.
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't a restaurant. There was 2 card tables in the back, and there was just these like fat like Syrian guys just smoking like chain smoking cigarettes playing cards.
Oh god.
And I'm like, I think this is like some kind of like mafia
Where's
house or whatever. And
it's like a French.
But I don't think Frank was picking up on it because he went up to the bar and he was like, yeah, can we get something to eat? And I'm like, even if they did serve food, it was just smoky as fuck and all this like, clouds in the room. I'm like, I'm not eating some chicken carbonara, smelling some menthol. So no thanks.
I like that's your go-to.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder, I mean, we see that in Mexico. There's a lot of, kind of storefronts, and you're like, this restaurant is not running properly. This has to be a front for something else, which is fine, but tell me to leave or something.
Exactly. Yeah. It was, and they acted like they didn't like, no, I don't know. I mean, maybe they didn't know
like
English.
It says
but
Italian food outside.
yeah,
sir.
it didn't
What the
look
heck?
like they couldn't speak English or whatever. Because most everybody in Brussels that we talked to was either spoke English, French, or Flemish, I guess.
Oh. Did you brush up on your Flemish?
Oh, no. Sounds like Tiger has some Flemish.
Yeah, sorry, Flemish.
No, you're good. So we bailed out of that place, and we decided on the most authentic Syrian food we could go to. We went to Bob's Pizza. And
Bob's Pizza in Amsterdam?
Yeah, no, this is in Brussels.
Oh, sorry,
but still.
Brussels. In Brussels.
Yeah.
Good old Bob.
They're all Syrian, and they probably thought Bob was the most like legit name they could pick. That
is it Bob at Casey's that your dad knows?
No, it is not his. Maybe he has a cousin. I don't know.
We have a good guy, Bob at Casey's Pizza. We'd like to send a shout out to.
Yeah, but I was super upset too because there's this this really good brewery there, and it was closed on the day that we went there. I was like, come on! Of all the times, it's been closed for like 3 weeks. Another thing and somebody was like, you should have looked on their Facebook or whatever. I'm like, I'm not typically checking the Facebook a couple weeks out to see if they're open. But
well, and let me tell you what. Since COVID, everyone's Google and Facebook is wrong. It's all wrong. Nobody knows what time they're open. No one knows what time they close. They don't even have their websites on there. Like, update it, people. It's 2023. Let's update.
Exactly. And then I'll leave it with this last kind of. This isn't a full story, but this is like when my dad had got there. Because if you haven't heard, my dad came over. He was stationed in Belgium. I think it was the Korean War. I don't know, it was like 72 to 74 he was there. But he was stationed. He got drafted in the military, stationed in Belgium. So he had some friends there he wanted to meet up with. And so at some point, like me and him had talked about it for quite a while. Like, hey, we should, do a father-son trip sometime. And so when I was over there, I was like, hey, might as well just come on over and, I'll extend my trip for a week. I'm already there.
Europe.
Yeah. So he came over. We went around Belgium for a few days, and then we went up to Norway. So next episode, I'll be getting into some of that. But when he first got there and we went to a restaurant, he put his phone on the table next to us for some reason. It was an Italian restaurant.
Oh.
Put his phone on the table next to us for some reason.
Okay.
And I could tell the waiters were being kind of dicks. I don't know why. Maybe
Probably because you're hogging up 2 tables.
Yeah, maybe. But he came over to sit these people down, and I didn't realize he had done this. And the waiter came to sit these 2 people at the table next to us, and he goes to the customers he's trying to seat. He goes, "Oh, and this iPhone is complimentary."
Oh, yay. Did your dad go, "Oh"?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, shoot, I'm sorry." But it was just funny that that was the way he told him to get it off the table.
That's nice. Customer service friendly.
Well, and actually he said, let me look at my notes. He didn't say, "This iPhone is complimentary." He said, "This iPhone free."
This iPhone free. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this iPhone free.
Yeah. All right. Well,
That's so funny.
yeah. So that's it for some of my notes from my Euro trip 2023.
I'm so happy I was not there for all of this. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, I get to go through the growing pains, and then you get to reap the benefits of a perfectly planned trip.
I like that. It's a lot of moving around, which you guys know how to do it, and if you guys want to do that, more power to you. But I like to, get comfy for a couple of days and then move on, not like move.
Yeah, I think if we go back or go to any of these places, we'd probably do Croatia
For sure.
and then fly to the Netherlands.
Yeah, Croatia looked beautiful. Looked
Yeah.
even prettier than Florida. Mexico.
Yeah, we're going to Florida next. That's probably what's on your mind.
Yes, we're Tampa bound soon to see the Manius and Stewart family.
Yeah, the last leg of our American tour.
Yes, the Hanson Summer Tour 2023. That's what I
Yeah.
keep saying.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. If
Thank
you have any
you.
friends that you think would enjoy the podcast, feel free to shoot them over to podcastthebs.com.
Sure.
And before we get out of here, Alexis, do you got anything?
Nope, I'm just gonna think about your fun time at the red light district tonight.
Nothing happened there. And believe me, because one of my buddies did ask how much one of them were, and she opens her door and goes, "It's $100."
Oh.
And it was a dude.
Oh,
So,
no.
Yeah, don't have to worry about me. Anyway,
Thank you.
thank you for listening. We'll talk to you later, and happy Friday, fuckers.
Happy Friday, fuckies.
That's it. Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now. Bye.